I grew up in a small town, and we had no paved roads, no electricity, and radio had not yet been invented. The raid lasted nearly 3 hours, and the first wave, the torpedo planes and dive bombers hit at the same time. So 90% of the destruction occurred in 11 minutes. After that, a lot of stuff on fire, and the ships that their guns still worked, they got into action. I was covered with fuel oil. My white uniform didn't look white anymore.
On December 7th, 1941, Japan, like its infamous Axis partners, struck first and declared war afterwards. Costly to our Navy was the loss of war vessels, airplanes, and equipment, but more costly to Japan was the effectiveness of its foul attack in immediately unifying America in its determination to fight and win the war thrust upon it, and to win the peace that will follow.
Well, I believe the strongest human drive is for survival. The first Japanese plane I was close to came in low and slow, banked over, cut with the machine guns. And went right, he didn't bank far enough, so it went over my head and dug a trench behind me. So the war became personal. So survival is the strongest human instinct. The morality kind of went out the window.
So how many of these letters did you write down and send out by dictation?
I would estimate it was about 50.
How long did that take you?
Once I started doing this with people I didn't know, they were so grateful to be able to send a last message, and I thought that was a good occupation of my time.
So it didn't really matter how long it took you?
You have seen a century of life in the U.S. You have fought in wars, you have led battleships, and I would just like to know what you think. Are we repeating any parts of history? What should we be wary of? What should we give more attention to?
What causes war? And it boils down to pride and greed. That you can't go beyond that. Somebody wants to be a big shot, and they want somebody else's territory. There is some quotes in here about both Germany and Japan. Both of them had a plan to conquer the world. Now, today, ISIS would like to conquer the world. They're our biggest threat. Russia is emerging as more ambitious. So that's it. As long as there's anybody around that through pride and greed wants to become number one, there's going to be wars. There's danger, I think. Weakness invites aggression. That was original with Ronald Reagan said those words. So I tell the story that I saw no parking sign that said, "Don't even think about parking here." And I like to take that over that we must be so strong that no nation will even think about taking us on. There's a sign that civilization is coming to an end. Corruption is every place. Children no longer obey their parents. That was an Assyrian tablet, 3000 BC. My observation is that people on earth are one family, and they love each other. They're curious about each other. They want to learn from each other. The first one is discover your gift. God has made all of us with, something that we're better at than other people are, and that we enjoy and are successful at. But not very many people know what their gift is. The second D is devote your gift, dedicate your gift. Billy Graham had an opportunity to be a Broadway actor, Shakespearean actor. He was offered $1 million a week for a year to go on a late night show. He could have had his pick of Hollywood, but he chose to use his talent to help other people. So there's a large suicide rate among those who use their gift for personal enhancement, money, and publicity. So you dedicate your gift to humanity. The third is develop your gift. And no time or effort is lost developing your gift. And the fourth thing is deploy your gift every day. Everybody can experience a life of fulfillment. Now, I don't think much about yesterday. I don't think much about tomorrow. Today is so much fun. I don't have time for that.